Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's your girl Just Lala, and I am finally back. So I know I promised you guys that I was going to do a bunch of videos recording the process of my pregnancy, but unfortunately I was unable to. But I'm here today to tell you guys why. So this is a baby update, and this is the process from the last time we talked, which was about 32 or 34 weeks until now. So today your girl has finally made it to 39 weeks. Oh, I'm sorry, tomorrow actually I'll be 39 weeks, but what does it matter? She has an eviction notice and little baby got to go. So I'm gonna give you guys a belly view, and then I'm going to tell you guys about my long story. You guys, my long story about what's been going on with me and this stubborn child. So before we get started, let's get that pic. And don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to come back for more videos. Yay! So here we are. Yes, she is huge. Ugh. Oh my goodness. I've never, ever been this big in my life. Never. Okay. So, I have finally made it to 39 weeks. And as I told you guys before, in my previous videos, all of my kids, 3 sons, only made it to 35 weeks. So we were definitely banking on this little lady coming at 35 weeks. But she has changed my whole thought process about life, period. She is going to do what she wants, when she wants, and how she wants. She is the most stubborn person I've never met. Yes, I've never met. So I am 39 weeks. Today is Thursday. This Saturday, I am finally going to be induced because I can't carry her no more. Like, she has to go. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let me tell you why I have not been recording these videos. So going back to probably, I want to say 34 weeks, but it all started around 32 weeks. I became really ill. And it was so weird for me because what happened, it was just randomly out of the blue. I felt like I was having a lot of pressure in my chest. And, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm getting fat, because this is like weight-wise, I've gained so much weight. I mean, I've never been this big in none of my pregnancies weight-wise. But I just was like, okay, maybe it's just because I've gained a lot of weight. So I started trying to eat better, so at least I can maintain the weight that I already was or lose some. And within that first, I'm sorry, excuse me, I have indigestion. But within that first few days of feeling like that, I also started having chest cramping, and I also started having like, it felt like someone kind of like punched me in my chest a few times. So it was like the pressure, the heaviness, the cramping, and then came the shortness of breath. Now, if you guys don't know, I am asthmatic. Me and all of my children are asthmatic. So I was like, maybe it's just my asthma, but I've never had asthma issues when I was pregnant before. But I can't keep relating this pregnancy to my other ones because I've never experienced anything that I experienced with this child with any of my other children. So, nevertheless, as the days go by, I'm getting worse. Like, if you guys don't know, feeling like you're suffocating is the worst feeling in the world, and just going about your everyday life. So, it just got so bad, and I went to the hospital. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. I actually ended up having like heart palpitations and everything, and I had to go to the emergency room, and then they hooked the baby up. They hooked me up. They took some labs. They put an EKG on my chest. They couldn't find anything. My heart rate was fast, but it was really no reason for why. So they assumed that I was just having like panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And I'm like, well, I don't have any reason to have anxiety or have panic attacks because I don't do anything. It's COVID. Like, I stay in the house all the time. I get out, I do my walks. I have the kids here, so I'm not by myself. And, you know, my mom and my sister comes. So I was like, no, I don't think it's panic attacks, but that's what they kept telling me. So anyway, left the hospital, went home. I was just terrible. It was so bad. I had to call my mom over. My mom literally slept in the room with me. I slept like halfway on the bed, halfway on a birthing ball, like sitting up, because laying down just made it absolutely worse. And just like, you know, I had did a lot of yarning and stretching because keeping my hands over my head kind of felt like it was relieving it, but then sometimes it didn't. So that went on for more days. Then it just got so bad to the point where I was just like in tears, but I couldn't cry because I couldn't breathe. So I tried not to cry, and it became so unbearable. I ended up going back to my hospital, but I went to labor and delivery. So they admitted me. They gave me a chest x-ray. They did a CAT scan. Not a CAT scan, MRI or TC, whatever it's called, TC scan, where they look at your lungs and they put the dye in there to see if you have any blood clots. They did all my labs. They literally hooked me up to a heart monitoring machine overnight. And what's crazy is I end up having like a heart palpitation attack that night when I was hooked up to the machine, when my heart just started going crazy. Like, it was probably like I want to say like 115, about 115-ish, up and down a little bit. But that night, randomly, I was just sitting there on the bed and I was asleep, but I was kind of like in a sitting up position, and then all of a sudden my heart just jumped from like 115, 120 to like 160. And I'm calling my mom to tell her, like, hey mom, I need help. The nurse come in, she's like, I see it, you know, I got it on the machine, so I'll call the heart people that's monitoring it. I'm gonna take your blood pressure. So that she did all that, and she stayed with me until it kind of like went back down, but it didn't get better, and I still couldn't breathe. So the breathing was making it worse. My heart was racing 1,000 times fast. It was palpitating. So I ended up seeing a cardiologist the next day, and like, they really couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. They just told me to like increase my salt intake, and they gave me some medicine that's supposed to slow your heart rate. And I stopped taking the medicine because even when I needed them, it made me feel awful, because when you need your heart to work faster, like fight or flight, like when you're exercising and you need your heart rate to pump, it would not pump. It felt like somebody was literally holding my heart in their hand, and I did not like that feeling. So I stopped taking that, but I just had to deal with it. So I left the hospital, same problems, but I sucked it up and I was trying to stay strong. And then eventually it got bad again. Ended up going back to the hospital, and I was in tears. I was just like, I'm not leaving until you guys figure out what's wrong with me. Anything, just figure out anything to try. So that last time I was at the hospital, they gave me magnesium. They gave me magnesium pills because they said it was kind of low. They gave me some iron, but I didn't get a lot of it because I ended up starting to kind of like have an allergic reaction. It was making my tongue and my throat feel tingly. But they did give me like a half a bag and then a test bag. Also, they gave me, what was it, allergy medicine and something else. And then they was like, well, we can't keep you because there's nothing wrong with you. So they sent me home. But once they sent me home this time, I started feeling better. I went to the store. I bought Pedialyte for the electrolytes and for the sodium. I started trying to eat more salty foods and less sweets because I have gestational diabetes. But probably, I want to say like after 2 days, I started getting slowly better. And after that week went by, I kind of came back around to feeling somewhat like myself. I still have issues with the breathing and everything, but it's been manageable. Like, it didn't feel like I was about to die, because at one point in time I thought I was about to die, y'all. But that has been that. So also they gave me a COVID test because of the shortness of breath and the chest pains that I was having. They were like, just to rule it out, we want to give you the COVID-19 test. So I had to go to the hospital by myself before my mom could come and get the test and wait an hour. And if it was negative, then she could come. If it was positive, well, you knew what that meant. I very fortunately passed with flying colors. I did not have any COVID, so that was definitely a relief. But yeah, also I'm gonna say they hyped the COVID like test up. You know, I heard so many horrible stories about the test. I literally sat in the room crying for like 20 minutes holding the nurse's hand because I was so scared to get the test done. Because I thought it was gonna be like the worst pain I ever felt. Because people say, oh, I feel like they're digging in your brain, and I'm not for none of that. But I've stuck tissue in my nose further than that. It was not bad at all. So boo to all those people that hyped up the pain and stuff of the test, because it was not that bad. I could do it 1,000 times again. I would get that before I get a strep throat test. But so once I did all that, literally guys, that has been since the last time I made my video. No, actually it started at 32 weeks, but all the way up until 39 weeks, these have been my issues. And I have been so tired and out of it. And I was just like, I felt so bad because I was saying, I'm going to do a video, and I haven't done it. I have not pulled myself together. I'm just pulling myself together. And I think because it's coming to an end, that is exactly why I am ready. I want to give you guys this video so that you guys know what's going on, because my next video, hopefully, if it's possible, I'm going to give you guys a vlog of my labor and delivery. So look forward to that. Yes, look forward to that. So that's going to be my next video. But this video, I don't even know how big she is. I'm not even going to find out until I go to the hospital. But when I was 35 weeks, she was 5'6". She doesn't gain weight very fast. She kind of is like perfect range baby. So I'm predicting she's gonna be about 6'5", 7 pounds. I don't really expect her to be bigger than that because I'm so little. I'm only 5 pounds, so you know I'm kind of like I'm fun size, I'm miniaturized, I'm squished up. So I doubt that she would just get that big. So that's what we're looking at. And this Saturday, this weekend, you guys, yes, I am going in and I'm going to have this little girl. She has to go because so many people are so anxious to meet her, and I am so ecstatic to see her. And she has everything. I went crazy. Like, people are so in love with her. So I'm so anxious to introduce her to her family and everybody. And my sons, they are so excited. And plus, I'm ready to have my body back, y'all. I would never have another kid. If I ever had to go through this with the first one or the second one, I would never have any more kids. This pregnancy has been miserable. I get all the way to the end of this pregnancy and I start throwing up again and being nauseous. She's so heavy I can't lay down and sleep. I don't sleep at all at night. Like, I'm always up. But the heart racing, like I have really bad tachycardia. And I've literally tried everything to get her out. I tried. At 35 weeks, they gave me the green light to go ahead to try to self-induce my labor. I tried castor oil. I tried midwifer's brew. I've tried you know, intercourse. I've tried walking. I tried bouncy ball all the time. I tried red raspberry leaf tea, and nothing has worked. Literally nothing. So I gave up and I decided to just go ahead and wait out these next 2 weeks and let them just take her out. So yeah, that is it. My bags are packed. I got so tired. I just went and threw my bags in the car, and that's it. I can't say anything. I can tell you guys that red raspberry leaf tea softened my cervix, but it didn't do anything for me. So when I went into the hospital to be checked, I was 50% effaced, and she's high, but her head is engaged into the cervix, and I am about one small, like probably like a half to a centimeter dilated. But my cervix is soft, so my doctor told me that was a good thing, but it absolutely didn't do nothing to get labor started. Like nothing. I haven't lost my mucus plug. I tried to get my membrane swiped 3 weeks in a row, and nothing has helped. So I gave up. I'll be seeing her when this good old medicine kicks her out. And that will be that. Also, let me tell you guys this. I've never experienced this in my pregnancy before. I have Braxton Hicks contraction. And those are when, if you don't know, your stomach get really, really tight. For me only. I don't know about everybody else, but for me, my stomach gets really, really tight and it releases. But with this pregnancy, it gets really tight, and then all of a sudden, but I feel it in my chest first. Like my chest get tight, then my stomach get really tight, and then I feel like I can't breathe. And then once it's releasing, I have this pressure in my head. Like, I don't know, it's like a pressure, like it just goes up from my neck and then back down. And it's so bad, and it's really freaking me out for labor because I don't know what it is. And I asked my doctor, like, is it just Braxton Hicks contraction, or will that happen with real contractions? And she told me 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the same with real contractions, which is scary because I'm like, but I can't breathe. So am I going to suffocate because of contractions? But she told me, she was like, once we give you an epidural, you shouldn't feel that. So I have to get my epidural early when I get in instead of waiting at the last minute like I did with my other son. I was literally 10 centimeters because I dilated from 2 to 10 in a matter of 10 minutes of them checking me. So I made it to get my epidural right before I started pushing, and I didn't feel nothing. But with this little girl, I have to go in early and start off like maybe within like the first couple hours in with an epidural, which is gonna suck because I'm hoping that it's enough that when I'm ready to push, I don't feel anything. She is literally my biggest baby. So that's another issue that I'm concerned about. But other than that, I'm so ready to get her out, you guys. And I cannot wait to, I can't wait to show you what it's going to be like, this journey. I haven't recorded the other journey with my kids, but I'm excited because this one has been hell, and I'm glad it's over. Like, I can honestly say I'm not gonna say I ever miss being pregnant. People be like, oh, I miss my belly. No. I miss being pregnant. No. I miss when it was, no. Nah, never again. I'm good. I'm so good, and I'm glad it's my girl because I'm even more good. So that is my update, you guys. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram because you might see more on Instagram than you would see on this YouTube video, because Instagram is my first source as far as seeing the baby. Because, you know, guys, it takes time to edit these videos and post them. Instagram, you know, you take pictures, you do little quick videos on your story and you post them. Follow my Instagram page, which is Lala_just JUST 2. So I thank you guys for watching it, and I hope you guys enjoy my channel. Hope you guys stay down with the Lala team. So